All right, eighth grade, we're back. Lesson 2.5, still talking about linear equations. But now we're going to use graphs to kind of find a solution for real world problems. And you get to use Desmos today. So I'm going to be doing this problem here. If you want to follow along in your book, it's on page 43. Otherwise, you can just look at the screen, right? So it's about amusement park or movies. A company owns two attractions in a resort area, the Big Fun Amusement Park and the Get Real Movie Multiplex. At each attraction, the number of visitors on a given day is related to the probability of rain. The company wants to be able to predict Sunday or Saturday attendance at each attraction in order to assign its workers efficiently. So basically, they're trying to predict how many people will go to these things based on the probability or the chance of it raining. And then once they figure that out, that's how they tell them how many people to go work at the amusement park or how many people go work at the movie theater. Okay. So this is some data from other Saturdays. So when the probability of rain was 0%, so there was no chance of rain, the amusement park, Big Fun, had 1,000 people come to it, and the movie theater, Get Real, had 300, right? So we can see when there's no rain, a lot more people chose to go to the amusement park. However, if we go all the way on the other end, when the probability of rain was 100% for a Saturday, only 250 people chose to go to the Big Fun amusement park, where 500 people chose to go to the movie theater. So really, the number of people that go to either the amusement park or the movie theater is based on rain, which makes sense, right? If you know it's going to be a heavy storm out, you're not going to go pay a whole bunch of money to go to the amusement park. Go to the movie theaters. So we're going to graph this, and you're going to graph it on Desmos. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to desmos.com.calculator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to present my entire screen so you can see the website. Yes, let's do that. So you guys can see the top. So right here, you'll see I'm at desmos.com.calculator, and it's linked on the assignment. This is what you're going to do later. Okay. So what we're going to do now that you see this website here, I'm going to just go back to tab so I can go back and forth. We're going to put in this table. So I'm going to take this table, 0, 1,000, and 320, 850, and 340, and put it into Desmos. So if I need to put in a table, the first thing you do is you come over here and you hit plus, and you hit table. All right, for the first one, I'm going to make a table for the amusement park. Okay, so the amusement park, the percentage of rain went up by 20s all the way to 100. So my X's are 0. Oops, I already made a mistake. 0, 20% chance of rain, 40% chance of rain, 60% chance of rain, 80, and 100. Okay, and now for those numbers, for when there was 0% chance of rain, my table said that there were 1,000 people that went to the amusement park. I'm just copying this from the book. 850, 700. And then it went down to 550, 400, 550, 400, and then 250. Okay, so that's my table for the amusement park. And now I'm going to make another table for the movie theater. So I went down and just clicked here, and I'm going to hit plus, do another table. It's still going to be 0, 20, 40, 60. Whoops, Miss Harrington's messing up. 40, 60, 80, and 100. And then my numbers for the movie theater are 3, 340, 380, 300, 340, 380. And then my last two are 420. Oh, I missed one. 040. Oh, I forgot my 20 here. So I'm going to do this. Okay to make mistakes. I make them all the time. You just go back and fix them. Okay, now I have enough space to type in my rest. Okay, so 420, 460. Then my last number is 500. So all I did was take this table right here and split it up. I did the Big Fun attendance in one table, and then I did the Get Real attendance in another. So here they are. Go back to my graph. There's my tables. I don't see anything. Well, I know why. Because my first point is at, whoops, is at 0, 1,000. And 0 only goes up to 6. I'm never going to be able to see them in there. So let's zoom out. I need to get it all the way to 1,000 in here. There they are. Okay, so I just hit this minus button until I could see them. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. And we can see, the cool thing is like, I'm going to turn on this blue one off now. If I want to turn this one off, I just hit that, right? So there are my green lines. You can see that this, if I were to connect these, the slope would be negative. It'd be going down. So what I'm thinking is that as the percentage of rain increases, right, as X gets bigger, less people want to go to the amusement park. Well, that makes sense to me. If it's more likely to rain, less people are going to go to the amusement park. Okay, I'm going to turn this one off. So I'm going to hit this green one. And I'm going to turn back on my second table, the one about the movie theater. Turn that on. All right, there, that's a nice line, right? So I could say if I connected that, I could see my slope will be positive. And I could say, well, what this tells me is that as my percentage of rain increases, as it gets more likely to rain, more people choose to go to the movie theater. That makes sense. It's indoors, right? Okay, so now I'm going to turn them both on. I have my graphs there. Let's go back and see what the questions are asking us. So I'm going to do, we just did part A, right? We made, we plotted these. And now we need to find some linear functions. So how could we write a y equals mx plus b to represent these, okay? So if I come down, the cool thing that you could do is you can, if you want to connect it with lines, you could hit lines and it'll connect them. So I'm just going to do that for fun. So if I look at this, I'm trying to figure out y equals mx plus b. Well, I know where it's crossing the y-axis. It's crossing the y-axis at 1,000. So for the, I'm going to come over here and write, I'll make my movie theater red. So I'll say, I'm going to put movies for movie theater, right? Or MT maybe. So for my movie theater, I know that my B or my y-intercept is 1,000. Okay, so now let's go back and estimate the slope. What do I think the slope is? So if I look at this, so first of all, I can tell that each grid line is 100, right? Or is it 100, 800, 9, it's 50, I think. 800, 850, 900, 950, 1,000. Yeah, so each grid line is 50. So if I'm looking for where it crosses exactly, I might use this point here and then maybe this one down here, right? So my slope would be down 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, down 350, and over whatever this is. Are these by 50s too? Yeah. So down 350 over 50. So I'm going to just come back and write that over here because I can't. It's hard for me to hold out my brain. So my slope is minus 350 over 50. Okay. Well, guess what? That's going to work out nice and easy for me. 350 divided by 50. And I'm just going to put in my calculator so I don't mess up. So calculator, 350 divided by 50 is 7. So my slope here is negative 7. So I can now write my linear function here for the big fun park, right? For the, oops, I realized that this was not the movie theater the whole time. Hopefully you guys caught that. This isn't the movie theater. This is for the amusement park. So I'm going to write AP, amusement park. Okay, this is number 1. Okay, so I can write my slope intercept here form is going to be y equals negative 7x plus 1,000. That's what I think my function is going to be. And here's the really cool thing now that we are using Desmos. Let's come back over to Desmos and turn that on. So I'm going to turn this one off so it doesn't confuse us. And then I'm going to hit plus, and I'm going to go to function or f of x expression. Now I'm going to type y equals negative 7x plus 1,000. I'm going to turn this green so it matches our points. If you hold long press on it, I can say color green. right? And then turn it on. So look at that. And I'm going to turn this off so it's just points. And the line off. Okay, so now you can see, look at that line. So does it go through it exactly? No, but it's a pretty good estimate, right? It gets pretty close to the points. It goes through the first one and the second one for sure. And it's a little bit over on the bottom. So we could do some adjustments, but I would say it's a pretty good estimate, right? So there is our function that models how many people are going to the amusement park. Now let's do the same thing for the movie theater. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do movie theater in purple. I'll do it on this side, movie theater. Okay, so we can easily find our B. Where does it cross the y-axis? Let's come back over here. Turn the blue points on. Where does it cross the y-axis? Well, it crosses the y-axis right here when y is 300. So if I come back over here, I can write that B is 300. Okay, now we need to estimate the slope. So we're just going to come back over here and guess. We're going to make a good guess. So if I have to zoom in, I'm going to zoom in on my blue lines. I could actually, this is going to be a lot easier because look what happens here. Here it crosses perfectly at the grid, and here it crosses perfectly at the grid. So now that I'm zoomed in, my scale changed a little bit. Now it's by tens. You see that? 310, 320, 330, 340. So to find the slope, I know it's positive, and it's going to be up 10, 20, 30, 40. So up 40 and over 10, 20. So up 40 and over 20. Let me come write that before I forget it. Up 40 and over 20. So positive 40 over 20. Well, hopefully you guys can do that division in your head. What is 40 divided by 20? That's just 2. So my slope is 2. So if I have to write an equation for number 2 with the movie theater, it's going to be y equals 40 divided by 20 is 2, 2x plus 300. Plus 300, if I can write that nice. And now the really cool thing is when I go back to Desmos and I hit plus and I add another function, y equals 2x plus 300. And I'm going to make this blue so it matches my colors of my points. It doesn't matter. You can leave it black, but I'll make it blue. You can see how that hits exactly all of the points, which means this is really a linear function, it looks like, right? My line goes through all of those points. It's a constant growth each time. So now I have my 2 lines that I can use to answer the questions for part B. So let's just do a couple really quickly. So it says, suppose there is, so we're going to work on number 1. Suppose there is a 50% probability of rain this Saturday. What is the expected attendance at each attraction? So 50% chance of rain. Okay, come back to my graph. 50% chance of rain. Well, that would be right here when x is 50. So when x is 50, my blue line, remember, is the movie theater. So when x is 50, I can scroll over this and get right exactly to 50. And you see that? When x is 50, we think that 400 people are going to go to the movie theater. So I'm going to come write that real quick. 400 people at the movie theater. Okay, now let's see how many we think would be at the amusement park. So let's follow 50 up. We're going to keep going up because I'm trying to see where 50 crosses this green line. So here it is. Now I can drag it up to where 50 is. See, I'm getting closer to 50. Hopefully you guys, I'm at 50.1. Oh, I just passed it. This part gets hard, but there we are. So when it's 50% chance of rain, we think there's going to be 650 people at the amusement park. So let's come back over and type this here, and 650 people at the amusement park. Okay, so that's how we're using that line to answer these questions. Now let's go backwards. Suppose 475 people visited the Big Fun amusement park. What was the probability of rain? Okay, so the amusement park is the green line. So when did 475 people visit? So let's find 475. People is the y-axis. So 475 is right in between 450 and 500. So I'm going to find when y is 475. So you can see I'm going backwards. I'm getting close. Oops, 475. I'm at 480, 476. Ooh, getting closer. There we are. So when the number of people at the amusement park on the green line is 475, it looks like the chance of rain was 75%. So I'm going to come over here and type that. Oops, type it. The chance of rain is 75% when 475 people go to the amusement park, right? And then this is an estimate, so we could say probably. So the chance of rain is probably 475, or it's probably 75% when 475 people go to the amusement park. So this is how you, once you graph it in Desmos, you actually are not having to do anything else. Oh, I realized I didn't share this tab. So I just typed that right here. The chance of rain is probably 75% when 475 people go to the amusement park. So once you get those graphs and Desmos, now I can start using them to answer all of these questions. And you're going to try that today with a problem about, I think it's about Chihuahuas, yeah, and how much they weigh, those little tiny dogs. All right, so that's enough for me. This video is getting long. I'll talk to you later.